This is Jeffrey Byard Healing Shame, June 9th. It's nice and sunny and very hot here in Shenzhen, China. And here comes the reading. Hey, yeah, I've got the sun kind of shining in my face, so just bear with me. It is June the 9th. Here's our reading, step 12. Spiritually awake adult children understand the spiritual axiom which states, we must give away what we have to keep it. This is one of the most selfless acts of love we can offer a confused world. However, we must love ourselves first to have something to give away. That's from the Big Red Book, page 288. We who felt terribly lost and hopelessly confused, or bitterly angry and very sad for most of our lives, experience a deep and lasting peace of mind from working the ACA program. Using the steps, reparenting ourselves, and achieving a spiritual awakening feels so good. We are full of joy and want to share the wealth. Our daily lives feature endless ways to share our true selves with our families, co-workers, and neighbors. Everyone can potentially enjoy our recovery. Perhaps newcomers to our meetings benefit most from our spiritual awakening. They hear our emotional sobriety and sense our joy. Many come to meetings from a dark place and may be somewhat bewildered by the terminology and frank talk about deeply held family secrets. They may never have heard anyone talk openly about these subjects and offer a solution. We are a very special group of folks whose experienced strength and hope can light the way for others if we keep coming back and sharing that light. By remembering the slogan, first things first, we transmit our recovery through a personal act of service, loving our true selves. And here's the mantra. On this day, I will recall my early days in ACA and the wonderful gifts I have received, clarity and freedom. I will share my love for my true self so that others may know hope. That's copyright 2013 by Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families World Service Organization from our text, Strengthening My Recovery. So we're looking at step 12 here. And step 12 says that we have recovered or having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps. We try to carry the message to the adult child who still suffers and practice these principles in all our affairs. Now, I do not have a cure for growing up with the effects of family dysfunction. All I have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of my spiritual condition. That's it. I have a daily reprieve. And that's one thing I have to bear in mind. So, what does this daily reprieve look like? Well, it looks like emotional sobriety on a 24-hour basis. And what does that look like? That looks like going out into the world, being kind and loving, patient, have some pity, tolerance for others, and trying to give back, whether it's offering my seat to the person on the subway, holding the door open for someone, um, paying for somebody's meal. Maybe I don't even know this person. There are all kinds of different ways that I can show that I've had a spiritual awakening, that I can try to pass this on to others. And what are the principles? I mean, the principles of this program are, reparenting myself, are self-love, acknowledging the inner critic and letting the loving parent soothe the inner children. And one of the most important things I can do is just try to pass this on to someone who may want the program or feel like they need the program. Carrying the message, planting the seed, and talking about this jargon from the Big Red Book with someone who may not actually be in the program yet and may desire a solution. And as we know, the solution in ACA is reparenting ourselves. So there's many things I can do to try to carry this message and practice these principles in all my affairs. It's a daily thing. It's not something that is going to happen overnight. But it says here in the being full of joy and showing the world that, hey, look, well, why is this guy so happy? Why does this guy look like he's in a pretty hard situation, but he's not collapsing and he's trying to actually do good stuff? That's the program in action. That means I have recovery today. And if somebody sees that out in the world, they may want what I have, and it's attraction rather than promotion. So they may want what I have, and the only way for me to get to that place to where somebody wants it is by working on myself, by loving myself. And the only way I can keep this program and keep what I have is to give it away. It's a very, very ironical sort of paradox, if you will, that in order to keep it, I have to give it away. Tricky to understand, especially for a world that's so used to people in a world that are so used to just hoarding and taking and taking what they want. It's a challenge to try to give it away, and it's even more of a challenge to try to stay um, with serenity, to have serenity on a daily basis when the rest of the world is just quarreling, squabbling with each other. And they're like, well, this isn't the way, we have to take, take, take. But I don't have to do that. I don't have to live that way anymore. I just have to stay focused on working on myself, reparenting myself one day at a time, and trying to carry this message to a hurting world. So that's really all I've got. I thank you for being here with me. Until next time, all the best.